In 2015, the international automotive industry suffered a major setback with the so-called Dieselgate, a massive fraud involving the giant Volkswagen, with an impact comparable to major political scandals in the United States, which, in fact, gave its name to this event. Dieselgate became a milestone in the interaction between vehicle manufacturers and global regulatory bodies. In addition to Volkswagen, renowned brands such as Mercedes-Benz and Hyundai were also affected. This scandal involved a deceptive scheme used by some manufacturers in their diesel cars, which manipulated the emission tests. In reality, the vehicles were highly polluting, violating environmental regulations, and, in principle, should not have been sold at all. The term "gate," globally used to denote scandals, brings us to the famous Watergate case in the United States. It occurred in 1972 at a complex of buildings with the same name, located in Washington, D.C. Watergate was a conspiracy by President Richard Nixon's administration to spy on the headquarters of the Democratic Party during the elections. Although Dieselgate is not in any way connected to the controversial subject of politics, the severity and magnitude of the Volkswagen scandal justified the reference to Watergate. Now we need to understand: how did car manufacturers manage to deceive the testing systems? Why did Volkswagen become the center of attention in this scandal? What were the consequences for the global automotive industry? Autogas. Dieselgate began to be exposed and unfold in the year 2013. Volkswagen, with its fleet of low-emission diesel vehicles, caught the attention of the International Council on Clean Transportation, an independent environmental group in the United States. They partnered with the University of West Virginia to analyze the engines, believing that diesel could be clean if used with efficient technology. 2 Volkswagen vehicles and 1 from BMW, also manufactured by the company, were examined. However, surprisingly, it was found that Volkswagen cars had significant differences in nitrogen oxide emissions between laboratory tests and those conducted on the streets under real driving conditions. The question was, how could there be differences in test results for the same car with the same engine? The answer lay in software created by Bosch, a leading German technology and services company. This software was installed in over 500,000 diesel cars in the United States and over 10 million worldwide. Although Volkswagen commissioned the Bosch system, the company was not considered the main responsible party, according to the justice system. The software was located in the vehicle's electronic control unit, monitoring conditions such as the steering wheel position and running time to determine if the vehicle was undergoing testing and, if so, to manipulate pollutant emissions. Under normal driving conditions on the road, the emission controls were deactivated, causing the vehicles to emit up to 40 times more pollutants than permitted. In addition to Volkswagen, Porsche, a luxury brand owned by the same group, was also accused of selling vehicles that did not comply with environmental regulations and was fined over €500 million. This fraud was a desperate strategy to support Volkswagen's new marketing approach. Their hybrid cars were losing ground, especially in Europe, due to the reputation of diesel cars as polluters. The solution was to announce the TDI Clean Diesel line, which theoretically emitted fewer pollutants and offered better fuel efficiency compared to some gasoline models. Volkswagen seemed to have solved a problem that no one else could, offering fast, fuel-efficient, and theoretically clean diesel cars. However, customers were victims of a fraud that would become a major issue. The former CEO of Volkswagen, Martin Winterkorn, was charged by the U.S. justice system with conspiring to deceive the country's regulatory agencies, violating environmental laws. Thus, Volkswagen became involved in the largest scandal in the history of the automotive industry, deceiving regulators and causing significant disruptions for its customers, who purchased highly polluting cars and found themselves in a complex legal battle to recover their losses, not to mention the impact these cars had on the environment and how long they were driven in this manner. VW and the diesel stain. In 2015, a global notice from the Environmental Protection Agency exposed the Volkswagen fraud. This resulted in investigations by international regulatory agencies, significantly shaking the company's stocks. The scandal received full attention at the Germany Motor Show in the same year. Volkswagen, the world's largest car manufacturer, was now immersed in global discussions about fossil fuels and the future of the planet, a position inconsistent with its marketing campaigns. In Brazil, Volkswagen acknowledged that over 17,000 units of the Amarok pickup truck, which had already been featured in a complete video on this channel, were equipped with the alleged fraudulent software. These vehicles not only exceeded the permitted pollution limits but also resulted in high maintenance costs for owners due to problems with the EGR valve and timing belt. Volkswagen shareholders were also affected, filing over 1,600 claims for compensation due to the scandal, which resulted in a financial disaster for the company. Volkswagen stocks plummeted nearly 40% after the scheme was revealed by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. The effects extended to the German economy as well, with the automotive industry being a significant economic pillar. Over 700,000 people lost their jobs due to the Dieselgate, a situation that concerned the authorities in the country. When the case gained international media coverage, Volkswagen's press office admitted the errors, attempting to regain consumer trust. The then CEO of Volkswagen, Martin Winterkorn, expressed remorse for the public's loss of confidence in the company. Afterward, he resigned, declaring himself innocent and claiming to be unaware of the emission data manipulation. Michael Horn, Volkswagen's president in the United States in 2015, took the blame for the company during the launch of the VW Passat model in New York. He claimed to be unaware of what was happening, despite emails uncovered during the investigations that alerted him to the impending issue. However, Volkswagen only officially admitted guilt for the scandal in 2017. Oliver Schmidt, a former executive director of the company, confessed that he knew the vehicles did not meet U.S. regulatory standards. The company agreed to pay over $4 billion in fines in the U.S. and conduct a vehicle recall. The price of the fraud was even higher for Volkswagen, as it faced a wave of lawsuits in various countries around the world. The scandal in numbers. The Volkswagen scandal resulted in severe penalties worldwide. The company faced convictions for fraud related to the sale of over 11 million highly polluting vehicles. In Germany alone, the company was targeted by a class action lawsuit filed by over 400,000 affected individuals. Since the disclosure of the fraud in 2015, Volkswagen has already paid over 30 billion euros in fines, with the majority of this amount going to the US government. The consequences didn't stop there. The significant drop in the company's stock value triggered a wave of shareholder damage claims. This led to new investigations, expanding beyond the Dieselgate scandal. Volkswagen executives were penalized for not communicating the potential risks of corporate decisions to investors. Bosch, co-responsible for the scandal, also felt the effects of the penalties. As the company developed the fraudulent software and persuaded US authorities to approve Volkswagen vehicles, it received a €90 million fine. Although avoiding comment on the incident, Bosch cooperated with the investigations. The Dieselgate scandal had reverberations beyond Volkswagen. In Europe, although emission laws were more lenient than those in the US, the fallout from the fraud led to investigations of other automotive giants. Manufacturers such as Hyundai, Fiat, Volvo, Citroën, Mitsubishi, Honda, and Mercedes-Benz also faced issues with improper pollutant emissions. Volkswagen was compelled to halt the sale of vehicles with diesel engines in the US. Additionally, the company was forced to remediate the environmental damage it caused. According to The Guardian, this damage was estimated at around 1 million tons of air pollution, a volume comparable to the emissions of the entire United Kingdom. Prolonged exposure to diesel combustion gases can increase premature deaths and heart diseases. According to Professor Martin Williams of King's College London, over 5,000 people in the UK die prematurely due to air pollution. The Dieselgate scandal reignited the debate on corporate ethics and anti-environmental practices, even in established companies like Volkswagen. Beyond the environmental issue, the scandal highlights a multinational corporation deceiving its customers. The media discusses whether the Dieselgate scandal will accelerate the end of diesel, as producing cars with technology to make this fuel cleaner seems expensive for automakers. Hybrid and electric vehicles emerge as strong competitors. In this direction, Volkswagen has been investing to repair the stain that tarnished its trajectory. Former VW CEO Herbert Diess stated that the company plans to comply with European Union requirements by 2030, with 50% of car sales being electric vehicles. The goal is to reduce the negative impacts on the brand's reputation and reliability caused by the Dieselgate scandal. The market expects Volkswagen to have learned not to deceive customers and regulatory agencies. Only time will tell if we will witness the unfolding of another gate in the automotive industry. What are your thoughts on the Dieselgate scandal and Volkswagen? Leave your comment and don't forget to see what other subscribers are saying about it. Moreover, scandals like this set a precedent for new engines and a search for electrification of cars or substitute fuels. What you probably can't imagine is that companies that don't produce cars have started to create highly efficient and powerful electric motors. Here's an exciting invitation for you to stay with me here on Formula Turbo and discover the Japanese company that was able to create a motor far better than Tesla's, even without having made a single car. Are you curious to find out which motor and company I'm talking about? Then click on this video playing on your screen right now, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel by activating notifications because I post new videos every day. I'll see you in the next one.